No, Donald Trump has done more for African Americans than any president, sitting president, has ever done in America's history. Did you know that Donald Trump has done more for African Americans than any other president in United States history? Did you know that Donald Trump has done more for African Americans than any president that we've ever had? Even Barack Hussein Obama, he done more for African Americans than any other president has ever done in the presidency White House. Do you know? Hey Sheikah, how you doing? Come on in. I'm coming in. I'm just, being me right now. A lot of people don't like me. See, we are here for the cause. And if we don't rise up and take our America back, now we understand what was going on and what they meant by Make America Great Again. It is so many people that is suffering, that's starving, that ain't got no money. The same thing that's going on overseas in all these other countries is subliminally going on over here amongst all our people. It's so many people doing so bad right now. Do you know that? Donald Trump has done more for African Americans than any president has ever done before in U.S. history. Can I get y'all to come in and weigh in on this topic that we're talking about right now? The countdown is here. Yeah, the countdown is here. You know that, right? Where did in U.S. history did black people become converted to the Democratic Party? I think it was right around 1984, 86, 88, 1990, during the prime of the cocaine epidemic. How y'all doing? Push that like button. Show me some love. It's time to talk. It's time to talk with Snag. I want somebody to talk to tonight. Somebody said I got the best damn show on YouTube. Who gonna talk to me? We gonna go in my studio in a minute, and we gonna talk. We gonna be live. But right now, I'm trying to get my audience together. I'm trying to get people in. Hey, Snag, how are you, buddy? Keisha B, how you doing, baby girl? All the way from the LBC. I got Keisha B from the LBC smoking with me in the place to be. Yeah. How y'all doing? Push that like button. Show me some love. What's up, Jed? Word up. Hello, Sir Snag. I got a nice little audience of good people that's been following and watching me lately. And I love that, man. I know what's solid. I know what's real. And if you ever show me any signs of being real with me, I'm going to show you signs of love. And I'm going to be real with you. You know what I mean? He said, what am I doing tonight? I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. Aphrodisiac style. Just chilling. Drinking on some coffee. Contemplating on going to the casino. That's what I want to do. Go to the casino. Glad I caught you. Yeah, man, you already know. You gotta wake up, you gotta be ready, man, at all times, man. Thank y'all for pushing the like button. I got 8 people and 8 likes. I got 6 people and 5 likes. So I got a hater watching me. I got 1 hater, 5 followers. How y'all doing? Push that like button. we got a dude named Waffle in the house. What's up, Waffle? Casino, big money. No, I just got a couple dollars. I'm trying to make some money. I'm just a lucky bastard, man. I don't know, man. I'm down on my luck, and I need some extra money right now. I need some teeth. I gotta buy my son something for Christmas. I need to buy me some gold teeth. I want me some gold teeth. I gotta step my game up. I want to change my smile. But I do need my teeth fixed. I need to get my teeth fixed bad. A lot of people be like, Snag, why don't you just get implants? Because implants is $32,000. That's like going to a car lot and buying a brand new car. And then you got to go get financed. Then they going to charge you an extra $10,000 for financing. Like, I don't have $50,000 to pay for my teeth. I need to keep rotating this money that I make into my business so I can stay alive. But I gotta get my teeth fixed because I'm having a real handicap difficulty. I think that's the reason why I ain't been able to gain a lot of weight, because I can't eat like I really want to. It's a lot of foods that be having me handicapped and down and stuff. But I'm finna get back into this comedy shit, because that's the only way I can get enough money to go get my teeth fixed. I remember when I was on the J. Anthony Brown radio show, they was trying to fix me up to get ready for the big what was coming next. Like, they had sold the show and it went syndicated. And they told me, man, said, Snag, you got to get your mouth fixed. You got to get your teeth fixed. I'm like, no problem. He like, how much it gonna cost you to get your teeth fixed? I said, man, like $10,000, man. Like $10,000. And I don't know what the fuck they thought, or how I was gonna get my teeth fixed with $10,000. Like the way they wanted me to get my teeth fixed, right? Because they got upset with me when I went and got my teeth fixed. And I came back smiling like, hey, they like, man, you got a nice smile. They look real. He said, man, you didn't get your teeth fixed. I said, yeah, I did. He said, man, no, man, your teeth the same way. I said, no, they ain't. Man, those teeth ain't real. I said, oh, man, these is real, nigga. I'll bite your ass right now. What the fuck you mean? Like, they really thought I can get a set of implants for $10,000. You can't even go to Mexico and get some goddamn implants for $10,000. At least in Mexico, it's gonna cost you like $15,000. But you ain't have no guarantee that you gonna be, they gonna be like, what you want. They might not be the perfect shade, or they might not be straight. You know what I mean? But they'll be teeth. And I don't want implants, because it'll take away from Mr. Snaggerpuss. I discovered an amazing ability once I discovered I ain't had no teeth. So I told him, I was like, when I do get my teeth fixed, I want the ones in the front to be able to still come out. Like, and they like, what you mean? I even though I'm getting implants, I still want to be able to remove them 6 in the front right there. I just want to remove the 6 in the front and just have my fangs and open mouth. Like, I learned a trick with just my tongue and gums on a woman, and it just make women go crazy. Yeah. I just grab a hold of their pearl tongue with my tongue and gums, and I suck on it and start humming. And I swear, when I let them go, they just start skeeting across. They just start skeeting all over, squirting all over the goddamn place. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know how to let go and get the fuck out the way real fast. If you stand in the way, you get shot in the face. Like, how y'all doing? Push that like button. Don't nobody like me. They say I be talking. It's this is my time of the night to come out and be Mr. Snaggerpuss. Y'all know the freaks come out at night, right? I am a real black man comedian. Like, I like to come out right about this time of night. Like, do you know when, like, we're going to go back to the dark side, right, of comedy. I want to take y'all back somewhere. I want to take y'all down an avenue. Y'all with me. Y'all in my world. So if I change the subject and get to talking about something else, I want y'all to know. I want y'all to stay with me. All right, so we're going to go down the dark side of comedy. Don't you know that real comedians like me, we wake up around 9 o'clock. That's the way I really want to live my life. Why I sleep all day, and right around 9 o'clock, I get up, start preparing myself, because I got to be at the comedy club to get on stage about 11:30. You know, I like the headline. You know, I usually get there to headline around 11:30. See, no matter what, when you a famous comedian, they build a show around you, and the show is not over until you show up and perform. See, when I'm a comedian, I just go to the club to perform. I like to pull up, know my time, what time I'm going on. I go in, I go up, I'm gonna make people laugh, I'm gonna walk off stage, and I go straight out the motherfucking door. I ain't got time to spectate. I don't play around. I ain't never hung out. I go to the club to perform, make people laugh, and leave. The club is not where I really want to be. Like, no, I don't like the club. I like to be at, in a room by myself somewhere, so I can, I can watch everything moving and shit. Like, smoke my damn weed. So, even when I used to perform in all these other clubs, I done performed in every club in Hollywood. The Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, the Improv, Joke Central, fucking the Comedy Cafe. I done performed in every major comedy club, white comedy club. I like to throw that out there because, when a black comedian perform in those clubs, a lot of they material don't snap, don't work, don't, they do a lot of nigga shit in nigga clubs or in bars and nigga shit, and that shit work in front of niggas. But they take that shit in front of white folks, and the white folks, they don't even know what to laugh, they don't know what to say to them niggas, they don't know nothing, right? Every time I was in Hollywood, the white folks were falling out the goddamn chair. Oh, snap, where the fuck they find this nigga at? Like, I actually had white people, I'm talking about, this one white man, he threw up on himself laughing so goddamn hard. When like, for real. And I really worked Hollywood. Like, I was 10 toes deep in Hollywood. Every night I was doing 3, 4, 5 goddamn open mic, side shows, back creep show. I met all them damn crazy ass white folks. And they love me though. That's one thing about the white comedians in comedy. They embrace every comedian for what they are, who they are. They don't give a fuck. Like, and I met some cool ass comics in the game, and they all embrace me. When you cool and you straight, and even if they was gay, if they was, I had this one damn comedian. His name was Melissa, and this nigga was a cross dresser. He wasn't a drag queen. You gotta understand your identifications. I gotta know how to identify them motherfuckers. This nigga was a cross dresser. And I swear, Melissa got more pussy than me. But he never came out the house without a dress on. And I was like, man, what the fuck? And we used to hang out at this comedy frat house. And every comedian that ever worked out at this comedy frat house right now is like on TV and the movies. They doing all kind of shit, right? It's fucked up. Like, I felt like I done got left behind, but, and ain't no, if it was me, I ain't gonna lie, man. If I ever get a chance to just blow up, I'm gonna come back and get all the comedians that I ever worked with and was cool with. Every one of them niggas. Like, it's some comedians right now that really don't even, wouldn't even, they don't want to fuck with me. They think they bigger than me, But if I was to blow up and reach out to them niggas and be like, bro, I got a show I want to put you on. I got a group of comedians that's so motherfucking funny. like for real. When I say bring the comedy, bring the game. And it's funny because I ain't seen none of these niggas on major prime time, but I am really, really, really fucking, how do you say the word when you happy for somebody, when you see something that's amazing, astonishing, that a young comedian has done? It's like, one thing I learned about stand-up comedy: hard work outdo good talent. You know what I mean? People don't understand what that means. Hard work outdo good talent. Like, you can be talented like a motherfucker, but a motherfucker that's more persistent and willing to put themselves in the right place at the right time all the time will always beat you to the draw. Well, will always eventually they will get a fucking opportunity. You know, but I seen a comedian that, I started out with this girl, and she was, she was funny then, she's funny now. But she fucked around. This girl got her own motherfucking comedy special. I ain't watched it yet, but it's on Netflix. She got a fucking Netflix comedy special. And man, I can't do nothing but tilt my motherfucking hat and applaud my head to this girl, because she come from the bottom. Like, she really came from the bottom of stand-up comedy, scratched her way to the top. And I know she didn't fuck, because she a stud. She ain't fucking nothing. So I know she ain't fucked or sucked no dick to get there. She really is naturally funny. And her name is Big Mickey. Y'all gotta go check her out. I ain't seen her shit yet, but I always follow comedians that I was cool with, and that if they made me laugh, if they was trying to be funny, like we was in the beginning, we all just trying to be funny. We don't know what fucking worked. Like, and a lot of comedians didn't understand. I learned the formula of stand-up comedy. Like, when I did stand-up comedy and open mics in front of regular comedians, I learned how to test my material and throw a lot of bullshit out there to confuse them of material. But the way I tested my material was hit them with it and they laughed. And one thing I learned about doing stand-up comedy, even when you practice doing open mics, when a stand-up comedian can do an open mic in front of all comedians and get a giggle, that's a nice laugh in a real crowd. If a stand-up comedian can make the comedians laugh, niggas be falling out the chairs in a real crowd, right? But if you could make the stand-up comedians fall out the chair and laugh, that's why I be having motherfuckers throwing up and talking and laughing so goddamn hard, talking about snag, shut the fuck up, like that type of shit. Like, I had a show, and every comedian get this. And when you really doing stand-up comedy, you get this feeling, this taste. When you really fucking, in black comedy, they call it fucking, it's a light. You know what I mean? When you kill it, when you really fucking kill, get a fucking standing ovation, right? Standing ovation when you finish, right? When you kill, nigga, you really feel the kill. Like, you can feel that shit. Like, motherfuckers is laughing so goddamn hard. Motherfuckers just looking at you like, oh man, this motherfucker, who the fuck? And that shit feels so fucking good. Man, I used to kill and just walk out. I'm talking about, it was like busting a nut walking off stage. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck did I just do? I don't even know what I say half of the time when I be on stage. I just be talking shit. But just to get that feeling, to see people, I take people completely out their mindset. Like, people be laughing at shit that I talk about, and it ain't nothing that, no other comedians talk about. I be on some whole other shit. I come from reality, my dark side, where I come from. And the shit that I talk about is just real. And niggas, anybody can relate to it. It's sad, man, when, comedians tell me, or came up and told me, said, man, it's a comedian named Scroncho, one of my homeboys, is real close, and he big. This nigga been doing stand-up comedy, man, before I even thought about this shit. But this nigga, man, one night I killed the show, like, and the nigga tell me, say, man, Snag, nigga, you getting funny. Nigga, you getting too funny. Nigga, you gonna be the savior of comedy, nigga. Like, you gonna be the savior of black comedy, nigga. Like, I'm like, what you talking about? Be like, nigga, and be prepared for the hating, nigga. These niggas finna start hating for you, nigga. And I never forget that shit. It just like it started spiraling. Like when the show went syndicated, when the show went syndicated, and everybody was lining up for this big show. We like, oh man, we finna go. We going. We got a syndicated radio show. We finna be Nation. Everybody gonna get a contract, and vice versa. It is what it is. It really, it fucked my head up because even the lady that was on the show with us, she really was reaping the back end of the glory. Like, she really was reaping the back end of the glory. Like, it was 3 comedians on the show. It was J. Anthony Brown, me, and a girl named Courtney Black. And when Courtney Black got on the show, before she even came to the show, J. Anthony Brown had asked me about it. And Courtney Black was a regular comedian just like everybody else. And I used to have a Friday night funny show. And she was just like every other comedian, begging for stage time, trying to fuck with me. Hey, Snag, trying to be friends, trying to be cool with me. And I told him, I said, man, Courtney's she's a good person. Like, I've never tried to fuck a comedian. I've never tried to, no female comedian. I never came on to none. I never tried to, fuck with none or none of that. And Courtney, even I can see beauty in a woman. And if they beautiful, they beautiful. If they fucked up, they ugly. They ugly. It is what it is to me. You know what I mean? But Courtney was, she was nice. For her age and what she looked like. She looked like a school teacher, and she was a school teacher. Courtney was smart as fuck. And I gave a thumbs up for Courtney, and I told J. Anthony Brown, I was like, because J. Anthony Brown going through dementia, he got a whole bunch of shit going on in his head. And he asked me about 3 different female comedians. Who do I think or feel will be a good fit for the show? So we, and I told him, I said, man, yeah, Courtney. Courtney would be the one. And Courtney came in, she auditioned, all of them auditioned. But Courtney auditioned, and I told him, I was like, man, I told you, she good, she cool. And, Jay was more infatuated of Courtney's body. He was like, man, she fine. I know she fine, nigga, but this is business, man, nigga. I'm on business. When you at the table doing business, man, you ain't got time to look to the right or to the left or what a bitch look like, nigga. And especially when you expecting a goddamn 7-figure, 6-figure goddamn payout. Like, people don't understand. Syndicated radio is very, very fucking lucrative. Like, J. Anthony Brown was on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. He was getting paid $30 million a fucking season to be on the Tom Joyner Morning Show. How much money do you think Tom Joyner was getting? Tom Joyner was getting like 75, 80. That's $1 million. Like, nigga. When I met J. Anthony Brown, he had a Rolls Royce Phantom. That nigga lost all that shit. That nigga lost all that shit. Like, man, I'm showing you how. When you got money, man, when you funny, you gotta stay funny, nigga. If you don't, Hollywood would give you all the jewels, all the damn, and take all that shit from you. But a motherfucker told me I was funnier than Richard Pryor. And they know that my back life story is real more, if you want to say Richard Pryor was a thug, right? Well, he come from the streets and all that. No, the coldest motherfucker came out the streets was Red Fox. Red Fox really fucked with gangsters and fucking, he fucked with Malcolm X. He was really about that business. Like, Red was about that business, you know. And then these type of comedians. Those are comedians that I was truly inspired by. I'm only inspired by the old dead comedians. Like I only, you know, I tell people a lot of my comedy, where my shit root from, is old comedy, like original comedy. The shit that's gonna make you, you know, really just bust out laughing out of no motherfucking where. Like, what the fuck did this nigga just say? And, you know, and I tell everybody, man, comedy, man, is inspired, man. Something you hear, say, or see is going to inspire you to, you know, to have your material in comedy as a comedian. And I used to live for this shit. When I say live, I lost my family chasing comedy. Like, I lost everything I had, like, for real. I was just talking. Oh my God. Now that I talked a little bit, I know I did have a little audience paying attention and listening. People was laughing a little bit. Hey y'all, hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you, Keisha. I don't know where my damn moderators at. My moderators, boy, they pop in and pop out. Preaching the word, brother. And I live in New Zealand. Know more about your struggles that a lot of your people. I ain't talking about no struggles, man. It's just, have you ever been through something so devastating that when you think about it again, you relive the whole drama, the whole trauma? Like, man, I lost everything chasing comedy. Then one day I got on the freeway to go pick up my son, and my motor went out on my truck. This was at the same time we were supposed to have this executive business meeting at the PR firm. And when I tell people, when I was getting paid to be on the J. Anthony Brown radio show, I never got $1 from J. Anthony Brown. I got every check from the devil, them white folks, his the publishing company that was representing him. He had a publisher, he had an agent. It was a little white man devil. And he followed him around. He always gave Anthony Brown all his little things, his events, his calendar, what they were gonna do. He told him, man, I sell you. And that's what J. Anthony Brown used to tell me. Yeah, that white boy, he can sell me. He be selling me. They be selling the brand, selling the market, networking with motherfuckers and shit. And so when I seen the whole system, how it play out, and, you know, he never had the power to give me the money to help me. It's like, and when they really, you know, when they don't accept you, they don't accept you. So because I wasn't an established comedian, I didn't have a you know, I wasn't in SAG. I didn't have, see, all this shit in Hollywood is all connected. And if you ain't a part of if you ain't a part of the, you know, of the elite, or if you ain't a part of the know or the accepted, like, they gotta accept you. Even if, and no matter what, in some type of way, you gonna have to do something with them in order for them to trust you, to help you, to work with you, network with you. Like, people don't understand. They don't know. You know, people don't think that, oh man, the director couch rule it. Like, man, that shit is real, bro. Like, they really want you to, you know, you gonna have to suck or fuck. You gonna have to do something. You gonna have to watch. You gonna have to take the broom and participate and jug a motherfucker in the ass. You gonna have to do something to get in. Like, and as long as they got that something secret on you, and they record, and they can control you, and you listenable. Like, if you listen, if they tell you, oh, he listened, oh, then you accept it. And it's so sad, man, because I've been studying this for, you know, since I was, you know, doing it. And it come to find out, a lot of these dudes, man, they on cocaine, they doing crystal meth, they on ecstasy, they popping pills, but a lot of them is on coke. A lot of them is on that damn pink coke. And y'all just finding out about this shit, man. That shit been in Hollywood ever since I know for a fact. I seen this shit, and niggas been doing that shit since like 2012, 2014, like, you know what I mean? But they just put pink cocaine on the news a couple weeks ago. Like, what the fuck? Y'all just find out about this? That's Hollywood coke, nigga. That's that designer coke. They charge $100 for a gram of that shit. Like, nigga, for real. You can get your money off that shit, nigga. Like, niggas don't understand. They don't know. But I talk about the truth of life, man. You know, I don't do drugs. I don't fuck around. You know, that's not my type of high. Like I tell people, it's a high for everybody. And if you choose that type of high, that's the high you like, then that's the high for you. That's not the high for me. And if you feel some type of way that I don't wanna get high like you, I'll pull my pistol out real quick on them niggas. Like, you got me fucked up, homie. Then we got a problem, nigga. Cause I don't think like you. So if you feel like it's a problem, nigga, oh no, it ain't no problem, Snag. I know it ain't no motherfucking problem. They know I'm a gangster. They know I don't play that bullshit. Like, they be like, this nigga. Like, I remember one time, it was a white comedian on stage. And I ain't never did this before in my life. But it was just something about this white comedian, right? He was on stage trying to do a black joke, and he wasn't, and he was just digging himself deeper and deeper and deeper in the hole. He said some offensive shit that was so offensive. The more he got to speaking, I started looking around the room to see if I was the nigga in a haystack. Like, a nigga in a haystack is like the only nigga in the room. Like, I'm like, and I look around the room and I see about 6 or 7 black comedians just sitting there, right? But ain't none of them sitting there like I was. They was sitting there looking like they damn near trying to laugh at this shit. And ain't nothing he said was funny. And so I just sat there and I was quiet, I'm a little older. I ain't trying to start no shit with nobody. But the more that white boy got to talking, the more he dug himself deeper and deeper. And so he kept going, and I just had to ask him out loud. I was like, hey, where you going with this? Like, I've been listening to you for like 3 minutes, and you ain't went nowhere with it, and you getting deeper and deeper. Like, I was about to explode on the white boy because he said some shit that was so offensive. And I'm from the South, man. When you say stuff, you got to know where to go with it, and you got to bring humor fast to it. You cannot get up there and tell a goddamn, like, one thing I learned about doing stand-up comedy, I'm a slow comedian. I tell people all the time. I like, I get a laugh within every 10 seconds when I'm on stage. I try to count my laugh meter, how many laughs I get. This is things that people don't understand about stand-up comedians. When they on stage, you think we just on stage telling jokes, but we on stage crowd monitoring. We on stage pulling from our brain on how we gonna introduce that next, that next joke, that next storyline. But we always got punchlines to feed off another line to break off and keep going. Like, if a real, a lot of real comedians, niggas don't have material. They have one little 20-minute set that they done perfected, and they would do 10 minutes of it, 5 minutes of it, however how many times, because in stand-up comedy, if you just a low, an underrated comedian, you'd be lucky to get 5 minutes. You'd be lucky to get 10, you pretty good, they give you 10, but the average comedian only get like 3 to 7 minutes, like, but, and it's fucked up, you can get a lot out in 3 minutes, you can get a lot out in 7 minutes, but in real, how do you say, stand-up comedian minds, we want to do like 15, 20, like no less than, for me, no less than 20. Like I got to do at least 15, 20. I do 15 if that's a short, you know what I mean? But no less than 20. Like I really be, I'm not going, if it's shorter than 20 minutes, I'm not even going to do it. Because I'm a storyteller and I need at least 20 minutes to unfold and tell a couple of my stories and get to doing my thing and, and pulling in and out. And the longer I'm on stage, the more funny I get. And then I got my punch, I got my ending punchline, and I always walk off stage getting my laugh. So it's like sometimes, you have material that you learn how to rotate, and especially when you're doing like 2 3 shows a night, like some comedians really work like that's the way I wanted to do stand up, like 2 3 shows a night. Like I'm the only comedian that was able to host 3 shows in one night at the J Spot. I had my 8 o'clock show, my 10 o'clock show, and my 12 o'clock show. And I set up my structure like the Laugh Factory had it going on and down in Hollywood. And I'm like, why niggas don't try to capitalize on their night? Like, why you trying to? I pulled off every Friday night. I pulled off 3 shows, but that third show was a fucking celebrity surprise comedian. Like a lot of big comedians came. Everybody wanted to be on that show because that's like my coldest crowd, nigga. I had a whole stand wall to wall standing, what they say, standing room only in that motherfucker. Niggas was in that bitch. Everybody wanted to get on stage, and I was trying to be an equal opportunist. Like I never turned down no comedian. I didn't give a fuck how big they was, how small they was. If they said they was funny and they had courage to get on stage, I would put them up. And um and that's where, for the most part, it's like a lot of the comedians that really, like you say, used to beg me for stage time, used to always try to be close to me, act like they was trying to be my friend. That's the most hurtfulest shit, when you realize later on that a motherfucker was just trying to get close to you to use you because they knew you was close to J. Anthony Brown, and everybody was trying to get close to J. Anthony Brown. So a lot of people got mad at J. Anthony Brown for choosing me to be on his radio show. And a lot of people don't understand. They like, why did he choose you? And then I got a radio voice, nigga. Like, my voice is different from everyone else. Like, you know how many celebrities, or how do you say, comedians, or man, your voice snag, like, and you can change it. Like, yeah, I just, I can't do I can do impersonations, but I never really tried it. You know what I mean? So, but I can change my voice, and my natural voice is a perfect radio voice. So people be like, "Snag, you got potential." Like, I know, man, but who's gonna allow me to use my potentials? That's the problem. Like, I am a 6-time felon. That's my problem, people. Like, that's why I ain't never went looking for no job, because I know on the application somewhere it's gonna say, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And I always tell the truth. Yes, 6 times. And people don't even look at my goddamn applications and shit like that. I never had a call back. Oh, I just quit looking for a job. I started doing stand-up comedy, and I'm making a couple of dollars doing stand-up comedy. I'm like, man, I'm talking about, if you ever get a chance to understand what it feel like, and what I really wanted to do was just, I was thinking that I was going to be able to network with a lot of comedians and be able to, you know what I mean, get in some movies. And I was going to be high. Like, I'm supposed to be the next Kevin Hart. Like, my comedy's supposed to blow up so goddamn hard that I'm outshine Kevin Hart. Like, you know, that's what I want to do. Like, I really just want to outshine him. Like, I think I can outshine him. Like, and it, he got corny comedy. I got real nigga street comedy, but I can make it corny because I come from, the other side of the tracks. Like, I used to eat Grey Poupon for, mustard, like when I was a kid. So I tell people I come from the other side of the track. I've been a rich, spoiled brat all my life. So Everybody love me. How y'all doing? Push that like button. I'm just talking. I ain't got nobody to talk to. And y'all the only ones that's around right now. Who is this? Let me get my sanity. Scott. Hey brother, what's up, man? Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank y'all, man. We trying to get my subscriptioners up. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. We like a couple hundred away from reaching 10,000, and I'm trying to get 10,000 subscribers. You know, that's like a sign from God that he got something cooking for me. Like, I just want God to show me a sign, man, a major sign. I need a blessing right now. I really need a blessing. I need a financial blessing, man. I'm down. I ain't never been this down before, and I'm down. And I need, I really need a lift up. I need to, hard work. Snag. You have to interact with the chat, bro. Oh, there's just a lot of shit going on around me. I'm talking, I'm looking, I'm trying to read. My coffee done got cold. Oh, damn, that's too cold. And I'm hungry as hell right now. I am really hungry. Like, super hungry. Jed, snag. Okay, let me get back into the engagement. Okay, we're gonna go all the way up here. Oh, we got Scott. Staying smart is 100. It's a matter, okay. He said, it's a matter of fact. If you ain't being smart, you are doing exactly. Always stay sharp and smart. Never try to drink the ocean. Yep. You're gonna choke on that salt water anyway, but you gotta do something strange for a piece of change, huh? It's sad, baby girl. Sad, man. That's what I'm thinking about, Anytime my money get low, I tell everybody, I just activate my goddamn social media pages, and I ain't gonna lie. No man in the world supposed to be hungry, homeless, starving, unfed. When all else fail, niggas supposed to have dick for sale. Like, I got a shirt that say dick for sale. I got a hat that say dick for sale. I'm finna start selling my dick for sale products. I got another product I want to produce for women that say pussy for sale. Like, I I I applaud a woman who don't mind selling her pussy. Like, for real. I think it should be a woman's right to be able to sell her pussy. I think that should be an American born female right. If you decide to put a price on your pussy and a man want to pay for it, if it's a mutual agreement, I believe that you should be able to do it. And there'd be a lot of women living well off around here if these women can legally sell their pussy. Mm-hmm. How y'all believe? Y'all believe in that? I am so sorry. Keisha, why are you laughing? You need some of that, Zero, don't you? Blessings, blessings. Jed, snag. You have to interact. Okay, I'm trying to. New breed, spitting real. They the best comedians of this day and age. The new breeds. Nah, man, no matter what, old is always gold. I'm Generation X, man. We've always ran the show. We always gonna run the show. We created the show what it is today. Generation X, it's just ain't, people don't understand it ain't How many Generation X comedians, like, y'all don't understand. That's who running this shit right now. See, I still got potential. Look, I ain't got no grades. I can play young parts. I think you can put me back in high school, nigga. Put some makeup on me and I think I can do a lot better than Kevin Hart right now. Sure will. Yep. I ain't gonna lie. If I ever was to blow up, I'm gonna go find me a white woman and get married. I'm gonna be like Red Fox. Now I'm gonna be like David Chappelle. I'm gonna go find me a Chinese woman. I really want me a woman from Vietnam or from Korea. Oh, Korean. Oh my God. I don't know, but I know I don't think I'll be with, you know. I don't think I have a black wife, woman. I gotta get married. I gotta find my somebody. I don't know who else feel this way, but sometimes, man, in life, you don't want to be in, you don't want to be in this world by yourself. This is some hurtful shit. I tell people, you can have all the money in the world, and if you by yourself and you lonely, that's just, oh my God. I know what people get depressed and why people be committing suicide. I understand. You don't supposed to let your mind take control like that, goddammit. But loneliness is real. Like, I tell people, man, somebody, somewhere, your person is out there, Your person is out there. And I wish I could find mine, and I ain't gonna settle for nothing less. I know what type of person that that I want, that I would need in my life to help me, take my life to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And no woman can be a queen if she don't have a king. So women don't understand the value of a man. The man is the prize. Because remember this, without a king, you can never be a queen. Now, you can go out there and get you a jester. You got you a joker, and dress that nigga up like a king, and you run the motherfucking show. That's what most of y'all females got. Y'all got a joker. Y'all ain't got no king, because a king gonna make shit happen. Baby, I don't need your money. You would never make more money than me, because I'm a motherfucking king. Your money ain't even a token of the goddamn pay the bills if you want to. Like, you gonna pay something, but goddamn it, your money is not the reason why I fuck with you. And I tell women that shit all the time. I met a rich woman that had way more money than I can possibly ever imagine. And I still had to tell her that her money wasn't shit to me, because I got 10 women that would give me money, and all 10 of them got more money than you combined. So I ain't worried about you, and all of them know each other. Like, I'm trying to get 30. I'm Polly. Matter of fact, my nickname is Mr. Polly, and they call me the Most High. They call me the Most High in my world. And if they don't like it, I send them to the punishment trailer. Take them in there and punish them. Go to the punishment trailer. Y'all know nothing about that type of shit. How y'all doing? Push that like button. Don't nobody like me right now. Okay, I'm gone. What you mean? Why you leaving, Keisha? I don't know what emojis stand for. People be putting them emoji signs in sentences and shit, and I do not know what them means. I like it because I love comedians. Thank you, baby girl. So what really happened to me in stand-up comedy is that once our show went syndicated, well, when we got ready to have our major meeting for the show, after the show went syndicated, I wasn't able to show up for the meeting. My truck broke down and I was on the 60 freeway in Los Angeles, on the freeway, in the middle of the freeway, on the 60 freeway. The night we were supposed to have a meeting and I was supposed to sign my contracts to be officially locked in on the show. I couldn't show up because I was stuck on the 60 freeway in the middle of the freeway in my RV. It had broke down on me. And I had called J. Anthony Brown. I called one of the producers and I told him, I was like, man, listen, man, I just had a crazy little accident. I'm stuck on the freeway. Is there any way I can get a cash advance so I can get my truck towed and I can make it to the meeting tonight? Nobody responded. Nobody responded to my message. Then about 9, 10 o'clock, I get an email. I get 3 messages from the producers. All Snag, you didn't show up for the show. You wasn't able to sign your contract. We ain't gonna no longer need you for the show no more. Like, what the fuck? How you ain't gonna no longer need me for a show that I helped you start from day one? We shot over 300 something episodes. We shot shows for months and months and months in advance, shit that they could have pulled down and used as snippets and like, but people don't understand what syndicated radio is about, how much work you got to put in to make that shit happen. And to be able to sell a show, that means you had to produce a couple of seasons, and we had a couple of seasons already lined up. I was working my ass off to help this nigga. So I heard that the show sold for some major figures. And right when the show sold, Steve Harvey ended up buying out his show. And they put J. Anthony Brown on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I was like, wow. So guess what happened after that? About 6 months later, J. Anthony Brown was diagnosed with cancer. What they call that, colon cancer, ass cancer. And he went through the cancer treatment. They played the sob story with him. Soon as he started going through remissions and he was saying he was feeling he was doing better, they fired him from the show. So what really fucked up was that when J. Anthony Brown got fired off the Tom Joyner Morning Show, he didn't have no job. He didn't have shit. He had Rolls Royces. He had houses. He had a comedy club. He had all this shit. And he had no money coming in. He told me, he was like, Snag, we got to do something. I got to make some money. I got to, try to save my assets. And I don't want to have to leave and go back home. Because he was from like North Carolina, South Carolina, somewhere like that. And he actually ended up losing everything, man. When he kicked me off the show, when they kicked me off the show, I didn't get my money. He ended up catching cancer, had to spend all his money on cancer treatments and some more shit. Then they ended up firing him off the show because he couldn't keep up. He was, becoming incompetent. And it was sad, man, because they ended up getting our show, and our show was in 27 markets that Steve Harvey's show wasn't in. So Steve Harvey ended up eating his show up, and he already had a big-ass market by itself. Steve Harvey monopolized so smooth, and because Steve Harvey was a little bit bigger than J. Anthony Brown, when Steve reached out to Jay, he thought Steve Harvey was really trying to help him. Like, oh, man, brother. Man, do you know how many times J. Anthony Brown and Steve Harvey actually sat in the room together? Man, they recorded in 2 different studios. Man, we never seen goddamn Steve Harvey. Like, that shit was a fabricated fucking lie. And they used him up, spit his ass out, and stole all his shit. And now he's somewhere in North Carolina eating with George Wallace. I don't know which one of them gonna die first, but they retired, man. It look like they in a retirement home somewhere. That man had millions. That man had money. He was doing good, but he had so many people pulling on him. When you got money, man, you got more people pulling on you. This man, I remember one time for Valentine's Day, I bought like 35 bouquets of roses. That's how many bitches this nigga had, or he had, how many women he felt like he had to give out flowers to on Valentine's Day. And he did. He gave way more than just flowers, candy, all kind of stuff, and he put $100 bill in each goddamn envelope, like, for real. All right, man, I'm gonna let y'all go. I just felt like talking a little bit. For anyone that gravitate to my story, to me as a person, y'all know y'all can, man. I be boring. I be bored sometimes. Nobody to talk to. A little lonely. That's why I just go live. Like right now it's almost 12 o'clock. I'm finna go out to eat, grab me something to eat, come back, chill by myself. I'm gonna find me something to get into. I hope y'all have a nice night. Thank y'all. You know what? I'm gonna come back and tell a Halloween story. Would y'all want to listen to one of my Halloween stories? Or y'all want to hear about Trump? Trump knowingly has done more for the African American community than any other president has ever done in U.S. history. And a lot of black people just don't see it. They don't know it. A lack of knowledge is the destruction of our people, man. That's our problem. It's a lot of things that they don't know. Watch Umar on Trump. Man, I don't listen to nothing Dr. Umar got to say. Where his school at? He's supposed to have 5 schools, 2 hotels, a goddamn a convention center by now. I don't want to hear that bullshit. Y'all all got sucked in by Dr. Umar. Nigga talk a good game, but that nigga's a paid Democratic distraction. A paid Democratic distraction. Don't nobody want to love me, man. I just need a little love right now. I think I'm gonna go drink me some Dose. You know what? Do y'all mind? I'm gonna go grab me something to eat, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a few minutes. Yeah. Go get me something to eat. I'm hungry.